A camp filled with Israel-hating protesters supposed to be gone last night at midnight. Not so. That's because Columbia University has given the occupiers extra time, 48 hours, to take down their tents. Well, we may know just who's in control on that campus, and it doesn't look like it's Columbia's president. The school is forcing Jewish students and others who do not feel safe on campus to learn online. The New York Post cover, Columbia surrenders. Jewish students on campus are in a horrible position. Go to school in fear and danger, or stay locked down on your device to get that very expensive Ivy League degree in your own apartment. I'm Harris Faulkner. You are in the Faulkner Focus. New York City saw more protesting and hate on the streets last night. Look at this video.
Free Palestine! New York City Police Department declaring
All right, you've been hearing us say it on this program. There is some uniformity in the tents and certain things about how these people are protesting. Growing concerns now that professionals and big far left dollars are promoting this huge wave of anti-Semitism. The New York Police Department, City Mayor Eric Adams, and students whose campuses have been taken over, not just Columbia, but others too, all pointing to outside agitators.
I think somebody's funding this. Also, there are professional agitators in there that are just looking for something to be agitated about, which is a protest.
There are people who are here, they latch on to any protest.
There are people inside those tents on the campus who are not students, who have no affiliation with the university, who are chanting to attack and kill Jewish students.
Wow. We saw the anti-Jewish movement spark at Columbia University, and now it's happening at more than half of our nation's top-rated universities. Look at the map. I mean, most of the East Coast. Look at that. One Columbia student on Focus yesterday described that situation as toxic and unstable for Jewish students. You just heard from him. And now New York Congresswoman Claudia Tenney is in focus. We'll get to her in a moment. Let's begin with Fox News correspondent C.B. Cotton, who's at Columbia. And C.B., you've been in the middle of all of this when it got pretty tough out there.
I have, Harris, and it still continues today. You know, Columbia leadership may be trying to appease both sides with these student negotiations, which come as more than 1,000 grad students, lecturers, and professors from across the globe pledged to boycott Columbia University. They feel these student protesters are peaceful, and they think the police should have never been called in the first place. But Harris, an Israeli Jewish professor who was barred from entering campus earlier this week, has this warning about what's going on here.
You start off slow and you see that you don't face any consequences. So you amp up the heat more and more and more, and you amp up the heat until the other side gets to a breaking point and starts negotiating with you. This is how terrorism works.
The university tells us negotiations continued after students agreed to remove a significant number of tents and people not affiliated with Columbia University from the encampment. A Columbia spokesperson also tells us students have agreed to prohibit discriminatory or harassing language at the encampment, which several Jewish students feel is the epicenter of hateful rhetoric.
I think a lot of them are scared, given the violent rhetoric of the pro-Palestinian movement that's on campus and outside our doors constantly. There is a lot more fear on campus within the last week, certainly.
People are now trying to trace the money trail, as you mentioned, Harris, because similar tents are spotted at campuses, sometimes separated by thousands of miles. The left of the screen shows aerial footage from protests at NYU, the right from protests at the University of Michigan. And off campus, droves of pro-Palestinian demonstrators continue to rally in support of students, where we hear chants like this.
Israel, go to hell! Israel, go to hell!
Harris, House Speaker Mike Johnson is set to meet with Columbia Jewish students today and hold a newser after. We will be monitoring. Back to you.
Well, I heard you call it pro-Palestinian, and that's fair if you read the signs, but they were screaming, Israel, go to hell. I mean, that sounds more anti-Israel to me. CB, thank you very much.